Zoom. Evans Mensah is head of our political desk, and he joins us. Evans, we'll come to Adentan, which is your constituency. I know you know that area too well, but I want to start from Dobe Kwabenya in the also in the Greater Accra region. I think it is the biggest hotspot, if you ask me. You're having the incumbent, who is also the deputy majority leader. She is also the minister in charge of procurement, Minister of State. And then we have an ambassador to India, who is the son of the Speaker of Parliament. A very hot one there, Evans. What is your reading of what's happening there? Will Adwoa Safo retain her seat?
Well, most people expect her to retain the seat because of the track record she has as a member of Parliament who, had held that seat. There's a famous story told of Adwoa Safo where in one of the elections, he had a situation where in the county, there was a misunderstanding in terms of the votes that was cast for her. And and how she stood firm, demanding a recount that eventually showed that she had actually won that particular seat. It is one of the largest constituencies in Ghana and means a lot for the incumbent party, and whichever party wins.
Is that what sparked the 2012 election petition? Is that what sparked it and drew the attention of the party to what perhaps maybe have happening elsewhere, like we reported?
Say that again. I missed. So
I was just saying that that incident perhaps is what sparked the 2012 election petition that saw us in court for 8 months because Adwoa Safo had hinted the party that this could be happening elsewhere in other constituencies.
I mean, but that tells you the kind of person she is. She is formidable. She is a woman, first of all, and she comes to this with that tenacity to win. You cannot underestimate that. Now, listen, the son of the Speaker, as in Michael Craig Jr., we really don't know him in terms of his political campaigning acumen. I mean, his father is pretty famous. He himself has been given a position. That puts him, and the father really has been in that constituency for a while. In fact, that's a constituency that he also has strong tentacles in. Question is, has the father still got enough in terms of in the tank to get the son across the finish line? Remember that politics has evolved over the years. And so is he going to rely on his father's track record? Because it's in India, by the way. That is pretty far off. And when you are an ambassador, you are, in essence, handicapped in your ability to do ground game. Remember, Adwoa Safo is an incumbent member of Parliament. This is her constituency, and she's been in a position to nurture that constituency over the last 3 years. It's going to be an uphill task for Michael Craig Jr. to unseat her. If he does, it will be one of the biggest upsets in Ghana's political history.
Now let's talk about Adentan, your own backyard. We have Yabu Abiasamwa also being contested. I saw a story by Ben Efson that says that if Yabu Abiasamwa wins the seat for Adentan, the NPP might lose that seat because it is a swing seat, not a safe seat for both parties. What do you make of that?
Well, listen, this is going to be a tough one for Yabu Abiasamwa. Now, the reason that it's going to be tough is that Adentan is one of those constituencies that, and Ben Efson is right, it's one of those swing constituencies. And even within political parties, you don't get a sense that the delegates themselves will like to stick to somebody just because he is an incumbent. I mean, they have no qualms whatsoever removing an incumbent at the primary, so you allow somebody else in. But it boils down to the quality of the position that Yabu Abiasamwa is going to have. So if you look at the people that he's going to come up against, in the Emmanuel Kwesi Mante, for example, Frederick Ajiman Sapon, and Alfred Abebiokumi, we don't know much about them beyond the fact that a lot of them have paid their dues to the party, and they've been campaigning very aggressively as well, making a lot of inroads in trying to get delegates to pay attention to what they offer. Now, one thing goes for Yabamia Sama, by the way. He is the party's communications director. That counts for a lot because he is not only a member of parliament, but he's serving the party in that capacity. What happens when you have a party executive? His position is not an elected one, it's an appointed one. Is that the party seem to be very sympathetic. When I say the party, I'm talking about the party structures, the executives, the power brokers. They tend to be very sympathetic because they know that the man hasn't only got to deal with his parliamentary duties. He is sacrificing to serve the party as well. And so the machinery needs to be, I guess, oiled in a way that also acknowledges that particular sacrifice.
Absolutely, Evans, and you're so right on that because
in the considerations
you're
of the
so
delegates.
right on that, Evans, because John Boydu, who is the General Secretary of the NPP, at a news conference to announce the final list of people who will be contesting tomorrow, mentioned Yalbo someone's names twice. Okay, and then he went on to say that, well, the fact that I'm mentioning his name twice doesn't mean I'm endorsing it. And then there was outbursts of laughter. It sent a signal there that the party is behind Yalbo Asamoah. But we're wrapping up on this, Evans. What should we expect tomorrow as we cover this primaries by the NPP?
I mean, it's going to be all-round coverage. I mean, the team is prepped up and we have done recruitment so that we can get you up-to-the-minute reports of everything coming from all the 99 constituencies across the country. So you can expect that right from 7:30, where we started at 6, by the way, and then we go, we start the round-the-clock continuous coverage from 7:30 all the way to the evening. You will not miss a thing. This is your election headquarters, by the way, and this is what we do. If you can accuse us of anything else, but when it comes to the elections and primaries and things like that, this is where we shine. We have devoted a lot of resources to get our audiences in tune, and so you need to stay with them. You're going to have real crack guests with us in the studio. You're going to have reporters in every constituency, by the way, because you don't want to miss this at all in terms of the events that will unfold. And you can expect a really fantastic coverage in terms of speaking to those who matter and getting the breaking news stories from this time.
Evans, thank you very much for joining us, and see you tomorrow as we bring the comprehensive coverage to our viewers and listeners on Joy FM and here on the Joynews channel and all our platforms. We're taking a break now. We'll return.